Hi, I'm Viv Prescott and I'm the CEO in the Forest of Dean, and not too long ago I was sitting right where you are sitting now. And I have to tell you, I am really jealous of you right now. I know that you're probably feeling a bit stressed about tackling your dissertations, and you're worrying about how you're going to fit it all in and how you're going to find the sources that you need and how you're going to carry out your research and your interviews. But I have to say, if you get these next weeks and months right, it could be transformational for you and for your appointment and your ministry. But it will require you to literally live the dissertation. The first thing is to get into your heads that whatever space and whatever time needs to be carved into your current life and ministry, then that time and space needs to be created. I can't stress this strongly enough. As CEO of an extremely diverse and busy appointment, I know how challenging this can be, but you can't compromise here. This period of time is not just a gift to you, but it's a gift to your appointment, wherever that might be and wherever that might be. And there is every reason that it should also be a gift to the wider Salvation Army. So carve the time out. Can I suggest that just as you've got yourself into the discipline of taking your set hours out to study for this degree, that you give yourself even more time now for this dissertation. You're going to need it. At the moment, you're most likely looking at the weeks stretching ahead and you're thinking, oh, I've got tons of time. You really don't. No, really, you don't. And if you can pace yourself, then this whole experience will be more joy than panic. Now, your tutors will assist you in breaking down your dissertation into workable sections. So what I found really useful was looking at the requirement of each section and grabbing my diary and adjusting my workload at my appointment accordingly. So, I didn't attend those meetings. I cancelled stuff. I delegated where possible, and where it wasn't possible, it didn't happen. Look, this is for a season. It is just a season. Remember, you have been given permission to do this, and you have been given permission to take the time to do this. An investment has been made in you, and your part in all of this is to give yourself for this season to your study. Of course, this will be a lot easier if the subject of your dissertation is something that really excites you. If it's not rocking your boat, if it's not raising more questions than answers in your mind, if it's not filling your head when you lie down to sleep at night and when you get up for your porridge in the morning, then this season could be hard going. You are going to have to live this thing after all. It's so worth spending time with your tutor, exploring the direction that this dissertation could take you in. Get it right, and it will be transformational, and not just for you. There's every chance that as you start to read the material for your dissertation, that you'll find your mind wanting to go off on rampages of discovery. And that's quite normal, and it's really exciting. However, now is not the time to take those detours. You need to remain focused on your path, and you have to keep the question that you are exploring for your dissertation as the main thing. And that's one of the reasons why you need to get the question right at this stage. But here's the thing. Those additional questions that arise as you study, those tempting detours, those leafy lanes of discovery, make a note of them. When you're skimming through a book or a resource, and when you're looking for material that will aid you in your writing, and you know that you've only got to skim this book, then, and all you want to do really is take that book, and you want to find a quiet corner, and you want to sit there with a cup of tea and a packet of hobnobs, and you want to read that book from cover to cover. Listen, have the discipline to read what you need. Take what you need. Write notes, get your post-its out, write down what excites you about it, but then make a note to yourself to go back to that book when you get your life back, because that could be really important for you as you take this thing forward after your dissertation is completed. That might seem a silly point to raise, but I promise you, if you are exploring an area of passion, you are going to get distracted. But it is so important that you do at some point return to what has grabbed your interest, because this is lifelong learning. It doesn't end when you submit that dissertation, or at least it doesn't need to end then. For me, what has happened since finishing the degree has been just as important. Without that opportunity to study, I'm almost scared to think of where I would not be as an officer, or where my ministry would not have gone without that opportunity. Since completing the degree, my focus, my attitude, my reading material, my thinking, my conversation have all changed dramatically. I went back to those books that inspired me. I went back to those articles that got my pulse racing, and I have read, and I have read, and I have read, and I am still reading, and I am still learning, and I am still changing. The encouragement with this degree has always been to apply learning to practice. And this is never more true than it is with your dissertation. So in my appointment, this is precisely what we're doing. My dissertation question was spirituality and the green space. How could engaging with the natural world in our worship and pastoral response positively encourage the mental well-being of the communities we serve? I know it's juicy, isn't it? So, outdoor space is important in my current appointment. We've been running an equine facilitated ministry for a few years, but we are continuing to live the dissertation. What do I mean by that? The field where we run Gleam, our equine work, is now referred to as the outdoor cathedral. And we encourage people to come to that field and use that field and just meet the Creator in that field. It is literally our outdoor cathedral. We run a project called Plot to Pot. We encourage individuals and families to eat seasonally, to grow their own produce. We run Wild Church, connecting with those who are suspicious of formal church, especially those with a pagan framework. This was literally picked up out of my dissertation, because out of the 3 people interviewed, one was a pagan and one was a white witch, who, incidentally, has introduced me to another group of women, and they've invited me to join their wild swimming group. So that should be fun. Watch this space. Or maybe don't watch it too closely, because that might be a bit scary. My studies led me into a new understanding of the importance of caring for our planet. And this has been evident in the teaching that I bring to the core fellowship. And through that, it has taken us all on a journey to look at the importance of caring for our planet in everything we do as a church. The attitude we have, our recycling program, the products we use, the food we eat, where we buy it, how it's produced, our meat and our fish consumption, etc. So we now eat as organically as possible. We prepare and eat very little meat up at the hub. And what we do eat, we know where it's from. We know how it's been raised. We have our own eggs from our own chickens, rescued from a battery farm. And we are a Bronze Award Eco Church. And we are extremely proud of that. My absolute conviction that green spaces impact mental and spiritual health is all-consuming, and my hunger to develop ministry according to this conviction has led me to my next venture. So I'm currently studying and training to be a level 3 forest schools practitioner, so that as a core we'll be in a position to run our own forest schools practice. We're taking it to the next generation. And just as excitingly, I'm being encouraged to share what I learn with others within the Salvation Army. So there are ripples on this pool, and I just love that. None of this would have happened without allowing myself to live the dissertation. It's been more than a period of study. It has been transformational. So, you can do your dissertation, you can submit it, and it can sit in the library at the college gathering dust. Or you can live it. You can give yourself over to this season of intense study. You can prioritize it so that it becomes a thing of worth and meaning in your life and ministry. Let it change things. And then share the conversations. Share what you discover and really, really enjoy the ride. So, last word, live it or lose it. Over to you.